And welcome back to the first episode of Leaguing Out of
in the year of our staff 2026.
In the year of our strife 2026.
What's the difference, really?
Truly.
There's an arc. Steph's future child gets kidnapped and has a TO virus implanted in her and comes back to the past.
I like this. I think this is good. I think it should be
canon.
Streff.
No, it sounds like a ship.
What was that terrible... Oh, Steph Stant, or whatever I said at lunch.
Let's try not to think about that.
So we took a bit of a break for the holiday season. We hope you don't mind.
Yeah, college students, winter break, rotting in bed, all that.
I had comics to read.
And
we're going to talk about that.
I wanted to read, but didn't.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about... we're going to do a wrap-up on 2025. We started this podcast in 2025. It's now continuing into 2026. I didn't know that would happen.
I didn't either. I thought we would record one episode and it would get no attention and we would go on with our lives. But instead, some of you actually want to listen to us talk. That's weird.
So we're doing that.
If you must hear us,
we're going to talk about what we're looking forward to in 2026 with new shiny expectations we have for this year.
We're going to look back at 2025 a little bit. That's actually what we're going to open with. It's just a little 2025 recap.
Let's get right into that while we're on topic.
What were some of the worst things you read this year?
That's a great question.
I can talk if you want to think on it.
The first thing that popped immediately into my head was the Jeff Lemire, Dustin Nguyen, Robin and Batman, Dark, whatever it was called.
Just Robin and Batman, Jason Todd.
Yeah.
How does it feel to have a Lemire Nguyen book as one of your worst reads of the year?
It hurts. It really does. Especially because I like the first one quite a bit.
Nguyen was so nice when we met him.
He was a very nice guy.
He was so excited for this, too.
Yes.
And then we read it, and it's kind of...
I mean, the art's great.
Good.
I don't think it's anything to do with him. Unless he consulted on the story, in which that case... what was that? What was I going to say? I had a point in all this. Oh, yeah, no, I was just really disappointed with that book.
It could have been a lot more.
I'm not a big Jason person.
In his defense, I kind of expected the villain to end up being revealed to be Joker.
Yes.
And I'm glad that didn't happen.
It was an original character who was just...
edgy.
What if Red Hood, but before our Red Hood?
Yeah, that's a good summary of him.
Wraith? Right? Wraith?
Yep. Sharing a name with an edgy Annihilation Conquest OC.
Yes, and they also kind of looked like Grifter from
I see it.
Wildcat.
I see it, yeah. Any other terrible reads you had this year?
I'm trying to think. I mean, it's really funny. I mean, it's really easy to throw like a lot of the X-Men stuff under the bus. Most of X-Men Hunt.
About some of the Age of Revelation stuff.
Definitely Laura Kinney, Sabretooth, I would throw there.
Expatriate X-Men, kind of.
I didn't even get the third issue.
Wow. I should have brought it for you.
I'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
The same with Rogue Storm. I'll read them. But...
The fact that Laura Kinney, Wolverine, and Exceptional were two of our favorites from the Ashes series, and then became two of the worst.
Yes.
Age of Revelation series. I feel like they just were told, hey, you have to do this. Make it work. Instead of being... I think Simone and McKay wanted to tell future stories, so they did that and made it work.
We can talk about it more in 2026 because I actually have a lot of thoughts on this. But I will say, I think we're seeing an interesting movement in Marvel. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you know what? I'm going to save the rest of this for the 2026 section. Moving to more positive territory, I will say I read a lot of stuff that I really enjoyed this year. Mm-hmm. Ashley Allen's Magic series is very good.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
We got all the Imperial stuff, which I know not everybody was keen on, but I happen to like it. I thought we had a really good year for Conan, which honestly, since Jim Zub has been on the franchise, it's just been nothing but good, so I'm not shocked. We had the start of Mortal Thor and the conclusion of Immortal Thor, both excellent. We had maybe the best annual I've ever read. With the Dan Waters Nightwing
and
annual.
Good annuals. The Titans annual was also incredible.
Yes, yeah, the Phil Jimenez Titans annual.
Those were the same week, the same
day. James Tynan's return to the Universal Monsters series with the Invisible Man, which was really good.
You know what was last year? The Finders Keepers one-shot from the Horizon Experiment.
A bunch of Horizon Experiment, I think.
I think most of Horizon Experiment was in 2024, and it was just the last one across.
Yeah, but Finders Keepers was good.
Oh yeah, it was incredible. How often are you reading Reverse Indiana Jones?
No, I thought overall... See, here's how I'd characterize 2025 in, like, comics. I think, in a lot of ways, it was back to basics kind of year. You know, it felt like DC, you know, with All In and now, I guess...
Next Level.
Next Level or whatever we're calling it. It felt like a lot of, like, okay, DC's been kind of weird.
But like we have a Batgirl series,
Yeah.
and a Firestorm series,
Yes.
and a Deathstroke series, and an Etrigan series. And this feels very 90s for them. And Marvel's also had a lot of, okay, what about back to the 90s stuff? It just hasn't been as good.
Yeah, it definitely seems like we're kind of in that chasey era, but it makes sense. Like, a lot of the people working right now, like, that's the nostalgia that they're going to have. You know, same way that the 2000s and the late 90s were, like, 80s and 70s nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a cycle.
It cycles, yeah. Eventually they'll be right with 2020's nostalgia, and we'll get Krakoa flashback minis.
All right.
That's us. We'll
yeah,
be right
we'll
with
that.
them. I've got my ideas, you've got yours. We'll make it work.
I'll say, I think, at least for me personally, I'm not talking about new stuff, like, I felt like this was really a year where I was like, you know what? I'm going to really commit when it comes to...
Some of
like,
your reading projects?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, the fact that I read 52 this year is crazy to me.
It's because I told you.
Yeah, you did tell me to. And I read All of Annihilation, and I'm going to
Yeah.
keep working on the other ones, so that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like, for us personally, you know, early on, we really set out, we were like, oh, we're going to try, like, doing events weekly, and we're going to try, like, you know, we tackled all the crises.
Yeah, we read a Crisis a week until we got through all of them.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like, I guess, like, challenge. I did a lot of challenge reading this year.
Yeah, and then, like, on my end, I read, let's see, trying to skim through some of this stuff. I read a lot of Green Arrow. I read the entire 2001 series in basically a weekend. It took a little bit longer than that. I read the Black Canary and Green Arrow that follows it, The Wedding. I still haven't... I've been meaning to get to The Brightest Day, Green Arrow, but haven't. We'll see. That'll be a 2026 read, I think. Let's see. Like we talked about a bunch of the X-Men stuff. Age of Revelation kind of has some stinkers. We talked about that. For me, Imperial is kind of an thing for me. I know that's not what you said, but...
I wanted to say, actually, on something else you brought up. Can we talk about how both of us kind of went through, like, a pretty substantial shift with regards to, like, how we felt about X-Men over the year? God, I don't want to talk about Nate Gray. That was a Freudian. That was an anti-Freudian.
Even since we started doing this,
yes,
we both kind of shifted to, like, there's a couple of really good things, and I'm going to keep talking about those really good things. But overall, it's...
Well, and I don't think we're nearly near the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, yeah, no.
The X-Men has been...
This isn't the mid-2010s. This isn't IVX.
This isn't IVX. This isn't the late 90s.
It's not Onslaught.
It's not Onslaught. You know, I think we've seen a lot worse. And the fact that there's good stuff that is leaving an impact, you know, you see a lot of the ways people are talking about a lot of the kids in this generation. Like, Bronze, it seems to be very popular.
The Outliers.
The Outliers
have done a really good job of making people just pick a favorite.
It feels very classic, like Nevian style.
Yeah. There aren't that many people who love all of the Outliers, but most people have at least one Outlier that they like.
And, like, okay, y'all can make fun of me when I inevitably eat my words.
I will, trust me.
As much as Age of Revelation was this really long thing that nobody really wanted...
Could have been an email.
I think it'll be for the best because it was 3 months worth of... Well, what we were doing before clearly wasn't that popular.
You think it was kind of just a buy time to regroup strategy?
I think so.
Okay.
Because look at what... Okay, as much as you and I would have loved, like, Exceptional to continue... I think, as much as I love that book, I will say, I don't think it was going anywhere. I think it was kind of like, let's have these cute moments with Kitty. And that's fine. I like a book like that. But I can see why they were like, okay, this isn't getting numbers. Or you look at, what's another one that got canceled? Okay, all of the early cancellations make total sense to me. X-Force, what was that book doing?
Really? Even X Factor?
Unfortunately. Yeah, I think unfortunately. I really liked X Factor. But I also think Mark
Honestly,
Russell...
it being a satire book in 2025, it was kind of getting harder to satirize things when everything's just getting so out of hand.
It's kind
of... a satire book really works best when people are kind of satisfied.
It's kind of the problem One World Under Doom had. You can't really do a story about, like, oh, what if this crazy dictator guy took over everything?
Yeah.
In Trump's America. That did sound cliche. But, like... You can't really do One World Under Doom in Trump's America. It doesn't...
Because of woke.
Well, like... At least Doom was giving out free healthcare.
And education.
And education.
Listen, all I'm going to say is, where's Doom? Bring him back.
Where's Doom? Bring him back.
But back onto... going back to the idea of things that I read a lot of Batfamily comics this year. I read pretty much all of Tim's 90s series. I read... most of Batgirl 2000. I read most of Nightwing, the 96 run. I read all of those up until they ended because I was doing staff reading. So I got there was some good stuff in there. Like, overall, Tim Robin is pretty solid. You won't hear me glazing Tim much, but his Robin run's not bad. I like the parts where Steph was in it. Those are the best. Nightwing had some really good eras. Had some really bad, but I think it had more good than bad. Batgirl was pretty good, pretty consistent most of the way through. Kind of started to nosedive around when 52 and 1 year later was coming up, because they had to justify a way for her to become the killer League of Assassins character.
The killer.
Nightwing obviously had the Grayson era, had obviously some big lows, but War Games, basically everything tied to War Games was got pretty bad. Batgirl stayed consistent though, because that's just the power of Cassandra Cain. But I did a lot of Green Arrow reading. Green Arrow was consistently really good, especially when you get to the current books. Like Condone's Green Arrow was a standout from this year. What is this Nightwing we talked about? Birds of Prey. We didn't even talk about Birds of Prey.
Yeah, Birds of Prey. Another book, unfortunately.
Yeah. Secret Six by Nicole Maines. That's honestly one of my top books of the year. It and the Avengers Academy Affinity comic, another one of the top books of the year, both up for GLAAD awards. I'm fingers crossed. Those are two of my favorite books of the year, not just books for queer rap. I started off the year with a lot of Al Ewing. I read Immortal Hulk and his Guardians of the Galaxy, both in January. And then that's not true. I didn't read nothing else, because I read Thor, but I think that was about it. And then there were a bunch of indie books that started that have been really good. The Power Fantasy started in 2024, but it's stayed incredible. Honestly, it's one of my top books. Everyone should go and read it. Marrying Heretic by Tini Howard. That's been really good. Mary Sue by Megan Fitzmartin. That's a standout. Like, I went into that expecting something kind of fun, but nothing exceptional. But it's been incredible.
Did somebody say exceptional?
Mary Sue by Megan Fitzmartin is probably one of the best books on shelves right now, I think. I
like it.
Yeah. The most recent issue was the weakest, but it's going to do some really interesting stuff for the next two issues. Yeah, that's a lot of my 2025 in review. Ended up, unfortunately, reading the most Bruce Wayne and Chuck Dixon.
I was going to say, you kind of self-poisoned yourself a little.
I did, but it was worth it to get staffed to number 9 on my most read.
Yeah, I respect that.
Like, the rest of my top 10 isn't bad. Speaking of things I read all of Birds of Prey, the original run, from the beginning up until it ended right before Brightest Day.
Damn.
Last year. So Barbara Gordon's my number 2 character. Dinah's at 5 with all the Green Arrow as well. And then Ollie got to number 7. Roy had number 10. It had some good stuff in there. Like, obviously Chuck Dixon was my most read writer. But right behind him was Al Ewing and Judd Winnick and Gail Simone. You take what you can get. It's a bit of a mixed bag sometimes.
Yeah.
Any other 2025 things you want to talk about?
I think that's all the big ones. We can get more into
stuff in the app session if you want to.
Yes, I think that's where we'll save it. So now we'll move on to everybody's favorite recurring segment. It's Pick of the Week time, where we look at our polls and we talk about what's coming out. Since this is our first one, we're looking at the second week of January.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yes.
Yeah, and for the second week of January, January 14th, I only have two things. I have Uncanny X-Men 22 and Supergirl number 9.
Kind of hard pickings there for you. Consistently, you
They're
really like both
really,
of those books.
The thing is, I'll say they're both really good books, but never the one I gravitate towards the most.
Interesting. But now it's the only two.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to go to Supergirl. It's just been a little more consistent, and Uncanny has to get back on its feet after Age of Revelation.
That's fair.
I love the Outliers, but this seems like it's going to focus more on the main cast, and they're good. I like them. Obviously, I like Gambit, love Jubilee, like Rogue. Nightcrawler's cool, Wolverine, but the Outliers have really captured me, except for Ransom.
They
that
have
is
to do a lot
for you.
to sell me on Mutant Ben Shapiro. That's all I'll say. If y'all have read the Mutina stuff that's already out, they're gonna have to do a lot to sell me on like weird anime girl Mutant Ben Shapiro. I'm not saying it can't be done, but I'm gonna need a lot of like.
I'm looking at some of the covers. Some of these are really good. Like the Simone DeMeo cover looks really great. It's Gambit. He's hot. Then
He's one of my favorite artists.
the Jae-Hong Lee variant that has Rogue and Gambit on a playing card. That's cool. But what you got this week?
So I'm looking at Dungeons of Doom number 1. I'm looking at DCKO number 3, and then Side Dimensional Rivals number 1. Now, here's what I'll say. I've made it very clear on this show. I quite enjoyed One World Under Doom for the most part. Do I wish it was more substantial? Absolutely. But I appreciated the sort of fun, sort of sloppy fest that it was. And I do think Dungeons of Doom is going to be quite good. It's written by both Ben Percy and Philip Kennedy Johnson, who are two of my favorite writers. But unfortunately, it's not going to be my pick of the week. It's only a 3-issue series. Yeah, I don't know how much they can do. It seems like it's just going to be a lot of setup that we're going to have to go read other stuff for.
Armageddon, that's what it's called.
Yes, we're going to have to go read Armageddon. And I also, from what I understand, a lot of people... I've only read the first issue of Ben's Red Hulk, and I liked it, but I haven't read the rest. But I know from a lot of people, they said it was like one of the best...
Okay, is it one of the best One World Under Doom stories?
And so there's part of me that's like, why couldn't this just be Red Hulk number 11 through 13?
Because it's Marvel. They can't handle a number 11.
That's true. So that's my thoughts on that. And then for DCKO, I've really been liking DCKO. I think it's fun. I think it's silly. I know it's been kind of a mixed bag. The recent announcements were, certainly interesting. The boss battle and what's the all kids one?
The Kids Are All Fight?
Yes. Those were certainly interesting. Oh, and the Kyle Rayner one that's going to have Knockout in it. I'm unfortunately only pulling that so I could get another Knockout issue.
Yeah, that makes sense for you. Look at that. So Marvel and New Warriors volume called The Kids Are All Fight as well.
Oh, I've heard that book's not that good.
Christopher Yost, who knows? But yeah, Kids Are All Fight special, which I still don't know if I'm going to pull it. I only have a couple weeks left to figure it out. Because, I love Leon. I love Cass.
Bruno Redondo
John's kind of cool, I guess. I love the Boom.
Fair play, though.
Then it's Jeremy Adams and Quiz Kid and Fair Play.
Quiz Kid's in it. Some ray of sunshine.
Okay. I don't know much about Quiz Kid, so...
He's just a guy.
And it looks like it might be important to the Titans series.
Yes, it was referenced at the end of Titans 30.
Yeah. And apparently there's going to be a Teen Titans series as well soon, so that might be drawing characters from this. A team with the Boom and Cheshire.
Fair play.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's why DCKO, as much as I want to unabashedly be like, hell yeah, DCKO, every time they announce something new, I kind of cringe a little bit because I'm like, oh.
How do you feel about Superman versus Homelander?
I mean, it was the second they were like, oh, Homelander's coming to DCKO. I was like, oh, so we can fight.
And that one bear.
Yeah, Lex is going to fight Samantha Strong, yeah. You got that really cute cover with her and the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's why it's not my pick of the week. My pick of the week is Side Dimensional Rivals. I think this book sounds so fun. We get more Peach Momoko art. We get more of Sai, who's been a breakout character from both Demon Days and Marvel Rivals. So we're going to get more of her. That's fun. Stan Sakai is doing one of the stories in this first issue, the creator of Usagi Yojimbo. And then Iban Koyeo, who does the art. I think he did the Immortal Thor art for a bit. Oh, no, he does the art for Venom. My bad.
Okay.
He does the Venom art. Like the MJ and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a good artist. And literally every issue is just going to be, here's Peach Momoko and some other talented artists talking about Sai. Issue 2 is going to feature the artist from the God Butcher saga and Secret Wars, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then issue 3 is Mike Del Mundo, whose name I recognize, but don't ask me what he's done.
What's he done?
Let's find out. Live on camera. Well,
Yippee.
and audio.
Live,
he did a cover.
reaction.
Oh, he did X-Men Legacy.
Okay.
He created a version of Morgan Le Fay. Oh, was he on Excalibur?
Probably, yeah. You created a Morgan Le Fay, probably. A little bit of Sword. Let's see. Oh, I'm just looking at what you're looking at.
We are Mike Del Mundo.
No, we're not singing that on with the hot mic.
Guys, this is why you shouldn't let the brainworms get you. That's an official statement from the pod. Don't let the brainworms get you.
Definitely don't let the brainworms get you.
Hey, apparently he did an Electra solo.
Wow, Electra solo.
You don't see those every day.
Planet Hulk. Weird World.
Wait, was he the artist on Vision? No.
Did you do variant covers?
He must have done... Oh, he was the cover artist. Okay. Oh, wow, okay, then. These covers are great.
Yeah.
So. Alright, I'm sold. No, yeah, I'm really looking to this. The second it got announced, I was just... Because honestly, I'm just trying to do my best to be like, oh, shoot, Peach Momoko, bye. Peach Momoko, bye.
Yes, you are.
Because she deserves it.
It's a dangerous habit that you've gotten into.
Yeah, but it's good.
I can't argue with that. I think with that, let's move into the next segment. The question you've been asking, we've been asking, your dog has been asking, your mom's been asking to your dog, your mom's been asking to your other mom, your dog's been asking to us. How gay should 2026 be?
I think it should be really gay.
Yeah, I think it should be very gay. I don't know. What were you thinking with this segment?
Well, we've gotten some, good announcements. We're getting a new Batwoman ongoing in 2026.
Yeah.
There'll be some good lesbian energy in the room.
We're getting Stephanie Brown as a member of the main cast of a book by the same writer who's writing Cassandra Cain, who just had a vision of another girl.
Okay, I see where you're going there, but I was like, okay, just because,
Cass is dream cheating on Steph.
I see where you're with it now.
Listen,
okay.
One writer, one dream.
That's a good mantra to live by. One writer, one dream. What else was I going to say? It seems like based on the recent Batman variant cover that Tim might be moving on to something. I know you've been very outspoken about how the fact that the last Tim Drake Robin was pretty good, and it was nice to see Bernard be a character.
Yeah, I like when Bernard gets to do things and isn't just sitting and going, "Hi, I'm Tim's boyfriend. Hi, Tim's my boyfriend. Hi, I'm dating Tim."
I think the fact that it seems like Tim is moving away from
And
Batfamily stuff might be a good sign that we'll
and that
get
it
some
seems
that.
like Fraction's already used Bernard in a pretty interesting way so far. And it'll
Yes, we've had Bernard as a voice of dissent against. Well, he doesn't know
the baddest
against
quo.
Batman, but yeah,
the baddest quo.
yeah. Did you just come up with that?
Yes.
I like that.
And yeah, the fact that we got within a couple months, we got two different Bernard references, one in Batman and one in Night Fight.
I think it's also nice, we got the Wiccan solo that's coming out. Well, I know it's a mini, but...
Black Cat's got a series for another couple months, till it gets to 10.
Wow, you're not positive on the...
No, because issue 7, this is what I pulled up, is already part of the trade that's just... That's
no!
It just lists issues 1 through 10.
No, Marvel! Well, at least it's all one volume. I hate when they do 5-issue split.
Yeah, $30 for 10 issues, not bad.
That's pretty good. Too bad it got canceled at 10.
Yeah.
We can talk about that more in the app session when we talk about 2026, because that'll get back to what I was alluding to.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, once again, and a surprise to no one because of a certain mouse in the room, it seems like DC is doing a better job
Yeah.
with their queer relationship. You know, but Teagle's non-binary now.
Well, Teagle's they've been non-binary for a couple of years. Like since 2020, I think.
That's good. Wow, since the woke invaded.
It's not necessarily good rep, it's just because writers couldn't agree on what pronouns to use.
Yeah, but you gotta admit, a non-binary magical cat's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wish my familiar was a non-binary cat.
I mean, it also feels like, what was I gonna say? I don't know, like, it feels like DC is just more, like, comfortable talking about queer subject matter.
That makes sense.
Which just really annoys me, because, like, you know, you go from the glory days of, like, you know, Marvel having, like...
Nord starts screaming, "I'm gay."
Well, I don't know if I consider that glory days, but, like, I don't know, like, the Iceman mini, or the X-Men wedding special.
A lot of stuff from Krakoa.
Yeah.
Obviously that's not the only thing, but it's still a good an era for Marvel. The Avengers Academy Infinity comic got knocked off, when the writer said he had more than, like, 15, 30 issues planned and ready to go.
Ready to go.
Like, enough that he was teasing what the stories would have been in the last issue.
Oh, kids strive.
You would think that. Meanwhile, I'm here for the Sinister Six heist, starring Moon Girl, Captain America, the Railways, and Escapade.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful we get to see these characters outside of June, but I don't know if we ever will.
I was gonna say, here's my thing.
Marvel has a lot more characters trapped in June jail than DC
Yes,
does.
I know a lot of people make fun of DC for June jail. I think it's a lot worse at Marvel.
Yeah. Speaking of characters who might not be confined to June jail, though, Featherweight, Leah Ratko from Cheetah and Cheshire. I finally read at least the first 5 issues of that series last night. I really liked it. It was fun. I like Featherweight. She ends the series with spoilers for Cheetah and Cheshire Rob the Watchtower number 6. I'm going to speed through this, so fast forward probably 20-30 seconds. She ends the series saying she's going to Greece. That's a series by Greg Rucka. And in a couple months, we get Batwoman by Greg Rucka, starting with Kate going to Greece. So I think we're going to see Featherweight again.
You know, we totally haven't brought up
What?
the fact that Absolute Wonder Woman is definitely going to do something queer in 2026.
Well, because she already did it in 2025. The way she was staring at her and Zatanna were staring at each
well, and
other's
her
eyes.
little, like, lesbian coven that she's got in the woods going right now.
Yeah, the fact that it's saying something that I'm jumping on with the Zatanna issues.
I would love canon Toxic Yuri, Cheetah, and Wonder Woman, because it's always been implied. I would love
I feel like
canon.
I feel like it's even more than just implied. It's its own special thing. That it's both canon. It's like it's
Schrodinger's Yuri.
It's one of those things that's so obvious that no writer is going to be the one to say it because they can you have eyes. You can tell that they're dating.
Yeah, but it'd be fun if the Absolute Universe was just like screw it.
Well, I think Rucka, when talking about them, even said there's something going on. We can all see it.
Yeah, but that's something I'm hopeful for. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Make 2026 the year of no duh.
Yeah. Speaking of no duh and Titans and Batgirl, I'm going in full circle. No duh. You can't hallucinate someone 3 different times before you're dying and not have something for them.
Are you going on record saying this is the year that Steph and Cass are going to date?
I think that if it's going to ever be confirmed in canon, which I don't know if it will be or even should be, I think that it will be this year.
Damn. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. You can. I'm putting my reputation, which doesn't exist, on the line.
My reputation, which I've already preemptively destroyed.
You listen to a podcast being recorded in an extended voice memo, sitting in a Chicago random apartment. There's no credibility here.
Hey, at least.
No.
Yeah, that's it. At least.
Anything else for this? How gay should 2026 be that you want to talk about? I want to see more characters openly queer, more characters get broken out of the June jail.
Yes, I think that'd be nice. I don't know. I just want
I think that if Avengers Academy ends up winning a GLAAD award and nothing happens, that's very telling from Marvel.
Ooh, yes, that's a good point. If they win an award and then Marvel's like, great.
Back to June.
Well, or even because here's my thing. They were doing a really good job there for a minute of releasing here's the next part of Avengers Academy as a floppy.
Well, they only did the first 6.
That's what I'm talking about, though.
If they keep doing more of those,
I would like to see that. I would like to see.
This has just become us rambling about Avengers Academy because we just have so much love for this book.
Yes, because
It was gone way too soon.
Was it? It's literally free. It doesn't even cost money to print.
Yeah. And as much as I love Anthony Oliveira and the artist who I can't remember right now, who's also been incredible about it, they're not the biggest names in the industry.
But like that should have like saved it, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like,
I'm saying, and when we're talking about the price, it has a very dedicated fan base, and it is not the biggest drain on Marvel's resources. They just cut it because, in the sense that they just cut it because.
Well, I think now we can transition to the app session, and I can get.
Oh, we haven't already.
Well, it's sure. This is a formal.
Yeah.
Formal announcement. So what I was alluding to in 2025 is that I think a lot of what we're seeing now at Marvel is, and this is going to sound very conspiracy brain.
Cole Borelli, that's who it was who did a bunch of the Avengers Academy.
Yes.
At least the later stuff. Sorry.
I know who's over on
and the early stuff, actually.
Strange Tales right now.
Okay.
And, art for Avengers Academy. Anyway.
Yeah, sorry.
Strange Tales is good, by the way. You should read it. It's got animals. It's got the Scarlet Witch, which I know is a hard pill to swallow, but
it has animals.
It has animals.
That
Anyway,
was in an issue.
Hellcow was in an issue.
Hellcow in 2026. Wow.
And Walpurgis. Hey, speaking of Avengers Academy, Walpurgis.
Walpurgis, my goat.
That's a new
Who can eat the sun?
catchphrase. That should be our new catchphrase. Speaking of Walpurgis. Anyway, what I was alluding to is that I feel like there's a very subtle, I don't want to say coup, I think that's a strong word, but I think there is very subtle protests going on at Marvel where people are getting really, I think respectfully, frustrated with how editorial's been making a lot of demands for, what they think will be mass market appeal, books and whatnot.
That end up losing the appeal to the main audience?
Yes. My biggest examples that I can think of off the top of my head, I think you look at a lot of the ways...
Anything going on in the X office?
Well, the AOR is, I think, a very big example. You have really talented writers delivering not that good of quality content, seemingly deliberately. To Al Ewing's credit, he's been able to incorporate it into the story that he's been trying to tell. I think you look at both Immortal Thor, Thor.
Even going back to the Roxxon Thor special.
Yes. You look at a lot of Venom. There's definitely this sense of
some resentment.
Yeah, some resentment.
The status quo of editorial.
I need to fix this. I think you even look at. I'm going to be honest. I think you look at the fact that Spider-Man, they were all right, you won't let you want a normal Spider-Man doing Spider-Man stuff? Okay.
Yeah, here's Norman Osborn.
Yeah, we'll literally do 2 Spider-Men just so we can actually get Peter to do something new and exciting for once in his life.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really know where it's going, but I have a feeling it's going to lead into more situations like Al Ewing is also in, where it seems like he's transitioning to be a DC writer now. Maybe not primarily, but at least for the most part. He's already got Absolute Green Lantern. He worked on the Absolute Evil special.
Yeah.
I know he wrote for Pride last year, so he'll probably write for Pride this year.
Yeah, he did both Prides last year, didn't he?
Yes.
Because he did the Marvel Pride story about Shella Sexton using the power that translates our human rights to snuff out Adolf Hitler by solving places with a god.
And then he also did the Starman story, which is the most I've ever cared about Starman, I think, ever.
For now, you're going to.
I'll read James Robinson.
You're going to go through the Starman phase.
Yeah, I'm going to read James Robinson. I'll read it.
You're going to be insufferable about it when you do. It's exactly the type of character for you.
It does. Jack seems very up my alley. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. It feels like a lot of... And I wouldn't say this if I didn't see it with my own 2 eyes, right? I'm not trying to jump to conclusions, but you look at you look at a lot of the ways that things have been handled. Not to keep coming back to Al Ewing specifically, but
why not?
You look at the situation with Avengers Incorporated.
The book that made Marvel up their cancellation from 5 to 10. So now instead of getting a bunch of 5-issue series, they have a bunch of 10-issue series. So at least giving writers double the span, but still canning the books before they even finish their first arc.
I was going to say, it still seems like they're judging, though, based on the first 3 issues.
Because those are the ones that are, by the time issue 3 comes out, issue 10 has been written and they decide whether or not to continue.
Yeah. And that's why you get really weird stuff. Like, okay, here, I'll drop Al Ewing for a second.
Wow.
Look at what's going on with Jed McKay and Moon Knight. Clearly a series that is popular.
Yeah, the fact that it's gotten... I can't figure out how many issues, because it's gone through, this is rebrand number 4?
Mm-hmm.
Because number 1's...
Yeah, they want the first issue sales bump, and, like, I don't respect it, but I understand that, at least on a surface level. Mm-hmm. I would say my other thing, though, is that it seems like... Excuse me. I don't know, like, Marvel is just really, like... Unless it's a consistent moneymaker, we need to do money-making schemes. Mm-hmm. And that's just interesting to me, because then... And I hate to kick a dead horse, but then it's like, sometimes you get situations like the Saladin Ahmed Daredevil run, where, like, yeah, of course Daredevil is going to print money. It's Daredevil. But maybe we should... If we're going to cancel a book for not doing well...
Mm-hmm. We can cancel one that fans are, by and large, not happy with.
Yeah, like... It's...
Although, speaking of Daredevil, I'm really excited for Stephanie Phillips' Daredevil.
I'm very excited for Stephanie Phillips' Daredevil. And speaking of writers that I don't think are going to let themselves get kicked around, I think, Stephanie Phillips, she was on Phoenix for 15? 10 issues?
15 sounds about right.
Yeah.
In that ballpark.
I think 15 issues? That's way longer than I thought that book would go.
Well, yeah, because you read the Corsair issue and dropped it then and there.
Okay, but you also read it and agreed.
I don't have that many strong feelings about Corsair.
You
I don't know
if agreed it
I
felt weird.
don't care enough about Phoenix, so I've been buying a Phoenix Soul series anyway.
That's also true.
Maybe if it was Rachel, then I would have cared.
She's in it for a couple issues.
Rachel's gay, so I like her more than Jean.
You're gay? What? Shrugs.
An iconic line from Jean Grey.
But, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like... Here's what I'm really hopeful for, and this is a total, like, crack, like, not gonna happen, but, what a man can dream. I am not team Armageddon as a reboot. Mainly because Chip Zdarsky confirmed Armageddon is not a reboot. I do think it will be a spiritual reboot. I think it'll be Marvel looking internally and saying to themselves, this is what's working, this is what's not working, let's get it back on track. Perfect example. I don't think Zdarsky's Cap is going to be ending anytime soon.
Oh yeah, it's incredible, which is something I didn't think I'd say about a Captain America book.
I know, I can't wait to get more
Canadian.
issues. Yeah, shocker. Somebody not living in America writes better Captain America.
Yeah. I say I'm surprised, but am I really?
I need to read the JMS run that just ended. I heard it was good.
I didn't hear anything about it.
That correction, I heard the first arc was good, and then people stopped talking about it. But yeah, so I think that's a good sign. I think the fact that Ahmed's Wolverine is continuing is a good sign. And I know it kind of goes back to of course Wolverine's continuing, it's moneymaker. But I also think that Ahmed's taking a very different approach to how people normally write Wolverine. He's taking a lot longer with his story. Wolverine is usually a book where you get instant payoff. I love the Percy stuff, but it's definitely boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
There's not a single issue where you don't go,
but also,
whoa.
And some of that I think comes down to Percy as a novelist.
Yes.
Versus a traditional comic writer.
But that's what I'm saying is, it's interesting that Wolverine feels more like a traditional comic right now than it ever has. So I think that's a good sign. I'm really hopeful for X-Men United. I'm hoping X-Men United is going to be this, bastion.
It's got a really interesting cast of like Prodigy and Emma. I don't know, I'm excited, I'm hopeful.
It seems like a lot of the ideas that unfortunately got swept away because of the 10-issue limit.
Both the 10-issue limit and the Age of Revelation cutoff. Looks like a lot of those are getting absorbed into this book. And I also wonder if it was never something they had planned until so much got canceled and so many ideas got scrapped and they had to find a place for them. It'll be interesting to see what students appear in this book, because it's school. As it's not going to be only the 3 exceptional kids. there's probably going to be more, but the Outliers are still busy in Louisiana doing their thing, so who knows?
It's going to be interesting to see what's going on. I think I think we've even brought this up on the show before. It's interesting that we don't have a lot of the traditional titles, right? Okay, because we have Uncanny and we have...
Yep.
God, every episode devolves into us complaining about X-Men, doesn't it?
And do we replace the Batfam Slender Hour with an X-Men Slender Hour?
One day. Maybe for April Fools.
No, for April Fools, that we have the Batfam Glazing Hour.
Oh,
we
that's
talk about
true.
how great... We talk about... We get ready for the last two Fatouche.
Hathreesh.
Haforsh.
Oh, and stay tuned, League Out fans. We're going to do a classic talk about Hatouche for the Batfam Slander Hour, because we have some hot gossip we can talk about.
We'll see, yeah.
Where is I going with this?
We were talking about
10-issue limit.
titles, non-traditional titles.
Oh, yeah. So X-Force is coming back,
Yeah.
which is good.
Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be buying it, though. Like, I like Boom
No,
Boom,
I'm
but
gonna
I don't
buy
know
it.
if I care enough
You
about
can
it.
just steal it from me. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's a cable book. Of course I'm buying it.
Well, yeah. We don't have an X Factor book.
We don't have X
We don't
Factor
have New
anymore.
Mutants. We haven't had New Mutants since, like, 2023. It's been 2.5 years since we've had a New Mutants book.
With how much Krakoa and Teenie Howard specifically did with bringing back magic into the conversation.
Yeah, Excalibur.
The fact that we don't have an Excalibur
The fact
or
that-
any kind of title like that.
We don't have an MI13.
Yeah.
We don't have an Excalibur. We don't have a sword. There's a lot of those type of titles of just mutant adjacent things.
This is gonna sound so pretentious, and I'm gonna.
Everything you say does. Don't
Well,
worry.
I'm gonna say right now to the audience, I acknowledge that I'm being gatekeepy and that these pieces of media were good for bringing new fans in. However, my frustration with both Spider-Verse and the Loki show is that now the Captain Britain Corps is just kind of useless.
Because you have the Spider-Verse.
You have the Spider
TVA.
Society and the TVA
And
who
both-
do the same thing.
Both of them have gotten Marvel books since
Yes.
the Captain Britain book.
And guess what has it? Captain Britain.
The last Captain Britain book
Was
we had was
Betsy
Betsy
Braddock,
Braddock.
Captain Britain.
And I don't want to say that making Betsy into the Captain Britain is part of what caused the decline, or is what caused Marvel to push Captain Britain out of the spotlight. But it can't have helped that the Captain Britain Corps got changed so much at the time that there's two other big multiversal organizations.
I think
put in the
that's
spotlight.
the bigger problem is that we were changing what. Well, and not to mention, for the longest time, they didn't exist, right?
Yeah.
They were eliminated after Secret Wars, so that's because when did what?
80s, I think, right?
No, New Secret Wars.
Oh, 2015.
So from
Yeah.
2015 to 2020 was Ten of Swords, right?
Ten of Swords was 2019, I think, yeah. No, 2020 to 2021.
Yeah,
There we go.
2020 to 2021. So for about like 6 years. And that's not to imply that they were super important before Secret
They were
Wars.
just- they were-
Quite the contrary.
They were always there.
Yeah, they were in the background.
Doing whatever they do, having tea,
Standing
I
with
guess.
swords.
Yeah,
looking cool.
Standing with swords, drinking tea. One of them
Inviting
was a Nazi.
Nazis to their weddings. Yeah.
Mixed bag over there, but they were always there.
Yeah.
Then the Captain Britain Corps got reestablished in Ten of Swords, which felt like it should have been a huge thing, but it wasn't because immediately had Spider-Verse 2 and the Loki TV show.
Yes, and Loki.
And even Quantumania, the Council of Kangs.
Yeah.
Bringing that back into the mindset.
Well, and it's just like, I feel like
Multiverse has been oversaturated, and the Captain Britain Corps is a casualty of that.
multiverse has been oversaturated, and the fact that for Marvel, it seems like the way to introduce anything to like the layman is through the lens of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, how do we introduce the multiverse? Spider-Man. How do we introduce multiple animation styles? Spider-Man.
Yeah. How do we introduce the Captain Britain Corps? Spider UK. They would.
Well, and that would be really interesting to get into, but nobody has the patience.
Yeah. There's like 3 people, and one of them is a writer.
Well, especially because now Betsy doesn't have a book.
Yeah.
Now with the
original
yeah.
at 10 right after X Manhunt. So coming up on a year, and Betsy was not in any of the new Shadows of Tomorrow books that have been announced.
At least Rachel got to be in the second half of Phoenix.
But she's homeless again.
She's gone. I know they're both on the
Speaking
cover.
of-
They're both on the cover of X-Men United, but it's going to be like a blip. You know?
Yeah, I don't even think they'll be in the book. They're in June jail, I think.
That's scary to think about.
That Rachel Summers is in Betsy Braddock are in June jail.
I really hope that's not the case. Even pre-Krakoa, that'd be a crazy thing to hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
'Cause like it or not,
they hadn't been confirmed gay yet.
I was gonna but like it or not, they were all over the 20. You know, that was the Rachel Gray stuff.
And right before Krakoa was when Betsy Braddock got her body
when
back.
she came back
during Hunt for Wolverine.
You know, before that, you had Uncanny X-Force, where she was co-leading with Storm, like when she was dating Angel and all that. Well, Archangel, but
whatever. No one cares. That's not true. There's probably an
It's
Archangel
a good
fan listening
ship.
right
It's
now.
a pretty good ship.
Yeah, it's better than Laura Kinney and Angel.
I don't like Betsy relating her weird racist body swap to
The
Warren's-
Archangel Angel
Yeah,
thing.
like
His imposed upon him transformation into a beastly alter ego.
yeah, like I don't.
There's some weird stuff there.
The optics are strange on that, but you know, good for them, I guess.
Neither of them likes their body. Okay, we can work with that.
But yeah, like I don't know. I don't want to sound jaded because I'm not. I'm actually pretty optimistic.
I think the biggest thing is we haven't had a New Mutants book in 2.5 years.
Yes, that's weird.
I'm hoping that not even like either a classic cast or a new cast, nothing in 2.5 years.
It doesn't even need to be a book called New Mutants. That'd be
even
nice.
a spiritual successor.
Yeah,
like Inglorious
Young X-Men.
Inglorious X-Force has Cable and Boom Boom, but that's not enough to qualify.
No, that's X-Force. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the original X-Force counts as a New Mutant successor, I think, though. But, like, because it's got...
Yeah, but
like,
only Volume 1.
Yeah, just that little bit. That road
And even then, like, when it transitions into
Once-
Ecstatics...
Yeah, then it's not really. Like, we haven't had a book focused purely on a cast of new characters doing new character things and learning who they are. Exceptional was trying to do that, but also trying to be a Kitty Pryde moment story and trying to be an Emma's cool story. And
Bobby's our weird gay uncle.
Yeah.
I really like that.
And
I hope that's
Uncanny
United.
kind of has done that, but also it's stuck with having the most recognizable cast, so we need to tell stories with them. A lot of the books have been trying to balance a couple different things and been doing all the things pretty good, but they haven't been able to be just that book. We haven't been able to have a just new characters book since, I guess, New Mutants Lethal Legion mostly filled that. There were a couple of classic Mutants characters, but that's it.
Shadow King.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Adversary. Or...
I remember that back when the Avengers Academy comic was starting, Emma went to SPN and was like, hey, you can go find stuff out here and bring it back to us, and it can be good to learn from the outside world.
Yeah, whatever happened to that?
Nothing yet, but who knows? I could see Shella being a character in X-Men United.
That'd be nice.
Get the Exceptional Kids. I'd love to see the Outliers get in. Like, I think Shella and Jitter would hate each other in a fun way.
I want to talk about this more, but at the same time, I think we should move on for time. The last thing I want to say...
We have plenty of time. We've never...
Well, so this is... I want to move on to this last topic of this part, because this is going to take a while. Let's address the elephant in the room. Do we think X-Men has finally reached the point where there's too many characters to balance them all?
No, because already reached that point. Is every era has been...
Now, that's an interesting argument.
Every era has been creators picking their favorites and leaving behind the ones they don't care about. Even since Claremont, he's created a bunch of characters. He still made the choice of, I'm going to take these characters from the past, I'm going to rework these
I
ones.
don't want to play with you anymore.
And then arguably Claremont didn't really, because he didn't have a huge toy box to play with. But every X-Men cast has every X-Men creator has expanded the toy box, but every creator can only write a certain number of characters. So they'll pick out a handful, and a different creator will pick out a different handful, and so on and so forth. And there have always been characters left behind. Krakoa left behind a bunch of characters. People weren't talking about it then. Well, they were, but not
I'm
much.
going to make a counter-argument.
Okay.
I think Krakoa did a really good job at spreading the wealth.
Okay.
It wasn't always equal, but everyone got something. Do you like Tara? Guess what? She's going to have her own little, side story in Ten of Swords where she's reading out the fates of the different users. There you go. Your Tara fans are getting something. Do you like Bling? Guess what? She's going to show up in the wedding special and she's gonna be Bling, and you're gonna love her. Bling! Exclamation point.
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say you're pronouncing her name
That's
wrong.
why I'm doing the point.
Okay, yeah.
Bling.
For everyone who can't see into the audio
Shit
file.
Dynasty, that's that's God's cum.
Okay.
But yeah, like I feel
It
like
was also 5 years, whereas we've only now had this era for what? Not a year and a half, 2 years.
I think that's part of my problem with the cancellations too. Is that every time it seems like a title has an interesting cast, it gets canceled.
Once they establish who they have, and they can start to branch out a bit.
Like X Factor had a really interesting lineup, and then
we haven't had Polaris in a main role in anything.
Yeah, that's weird.
I guess since Krakoa, because she was in X Factor occasionally.
She was on the X-Men in Krakoa, and now look at her.
Yeah. She's got a really interesting status quo, basically leading an MLF.
Yeah, she's reading like her own version of the MLF, but it's
I
like
think with Alex, if I remember the ending right.
Yes.
Yeah. Another character we haven't seen since X Factor ended. The fact that it's characters like, and I guess Angel's coming back in Glorious X-Force, but like Havoc and Polaris haven't been seen in almost a year.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to harp on it too much.
I think that a big reason that it feels like so many characters are getting left behind right now is because it's some of the big legacy ones
yes.
who are left behind. Like Iceman is kind of homeless right now.
Iceman doesn't really have anything.
Jean doesn't have anything.
Yeah, now that Phoenix is over.
That's surprising to think about.
That's really weird.
Yeah. Like, during COVID,
she's going to be in the annual next month? This month?
Yeah, that sounds
I
right.
don't remember when it's coming out.
Yeah, and she has something because Scott has a book. As long as one has a book, the other will always have things going on.
Well, and it doesn't seem like... So we have the new X-Men Infinity comic, but it seems like it's a throwback thing, so we won't get anything new there.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. We got the yawnies today. I don't know. It just feels weird. I don't like it.
That's fair, yeah. You know who needs a solo series? Gabby Kinney. And Jonathan really needs a solo series.
Scout and Jonathan.
Honey Badger and Jonathan.
Honey Badger and Jonathan. New Infinity comic brought to you by us.
No, that's going to be a mainline comic.
We can try.
We're going to storm to Marvel's offices, hand over our resume, not leave until they give us a comic.
Give us Honey Badger and Jonathan.
Just like my grandpa always told me to do a good job.
Get your hero on our...
Mm-hmm. I like this. We'll backups about Jeffrey.
Yes. That's coming in 20... We didn't talk about
Jeff
that.
and Daredevil.
Jeff and Daredevil. I have no idea what the fuck that book's gonna
But
be.
I think it's just a one-shot, but it can't be bad.
Well, I'm just so curious what, like, possessed Kelly Thompson to be like,
Catherine Gill?
this needs... I guess. Well, I think on that note, we should transition.
Do we want to talk... speaking of transition, we'll talk about the big drama from the past recent bits. Featherweight, Aaliyah.
Well, you were alluding to it.
Yeah, I think she's cute. I think she's fun. I don't think there's really any harm meant by it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that there's a bunch of people on Twitter who are mad about anything that happens.
I'll say a hot take. I think you can be a cis creator and write good trans rep. I don't think it happens often, but it does sometimes.
Yeah. Anthony Oliveira in the
great example
was writing Escapade and Marcus Weatherall, who both were trans, and they were great characters. The transness wasn't hugely prominent a lot of the time, but when it was good.
Well, and arguably, like, that is good trans.
Exactly,
rep.
yeah.
Is that it's like, oh, this character is trans.
Not every comic needs to be the Dreamer Bottom Surgery comic.
Not every comic will be the Dreamer Bottom Surgery comic.
Some of them will be the Dreamer's Life is Falling Apart comic, and that's more relatable, I think, because I'm not going to be saving up that much money.
I really hope that Justice League book Nicole Maines is working on.
That one shot?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's going on with that? I feel like we haven't heard anything.
These are, because the one shots are quarterly things. It's Justice League Quarterly brought back under a different name. And we got one, what was it, November-ish?
I don't even remember.
I don't know. I think that we kind of know what the spring one shot is. It could be a summer thing. Because she's a summer project person. Because Bad Dream... No, I don't remember when Bad Dream was off the top of my head. But Dream Team was summer 2024. Secret 6 was summer 2025. I think this one shall be a summer 2026 thing.
I'm very excited to see what's going on in Nicole Main's world.
The fact I'm excited for Green Arrow and Dreamer to be on page together. That'll be fun.
They'll go crazy. Well, and then okay.
I think playing Green Arrow with queer characters is fun because I want to see him be an awkward ally.
I've probably said this on the show before, but if I haven't, I'll say it now. I think what's so interesting is that, okay, so Dreamer gets really popular in the show. They're like, oh, we want to bring her in the books. Oh, I know what would be cute if we got the actress who played Dreamer on the show
to help write the comic.
To help write the comic. That's great.
Because you just read that issue of Son of Kal-El recently, right?
I did. Number 15? I don't know, whatever it says on my reading line. But here's where the trajectory of that character I find really interesting. I think Nicole Maines, clearly as somebody who's been in the fandom space for a while, is aware of, what happens.
What happens too often when you have a self-insert character?
Yeah, I was going to say what happens with the Poochie. I think she's very aware of the Poochie effect. And so the fact that she's written Naya is kind of like a very morally gray, she's kind of a dick.
Yeah. Which is accurate transcript, because you're kind of a dick. Not me, though.
Wow, that's crazy.
Am I wrong? No. But the fact, I'm worried about what's going to happen when Maines takes a step back from writing Dreamer and other writers do. Because I feel like there are a lot of cis-hi writers who are very hesitant to make a queer character do anything that's not perceived as perfect, let alone one who is such a prominent writer as a self-insert character. Not self-insert, but pet character. That's a better word for it.
Yeah, that's a better word for it.
Because, in a way, it's self-insert considering she played the character and brought herself to the character, but pet character is a better word. So I'm worried about that there are too many writers who aren't willing to take a chance and do messy things with a queer character who's another creator's pet character.
We'll find out, but at least for now, it seems like Nicole is mainly handling Dreamer stuff, and again, it's really fun to see, oh yeah, she isn't, a good person all the time. She's complex, and,
because people are complex.
It's good stuff. Speaking of complex issues, Batman.
Batfam.
If you will.
What if we slander them for an hour?
I think we should. Well, thankfully not an hour. But
yeah, we don't. We're already almost at an hour here.
For space. But before we get into anything, before we do our classic, God, why is Hattush still going on? I want to say, at the time of recording, just yesterday, I read DC KO Night Fight number 3.
Yep, 3.
As well as Fraction Batman number 5. I almost got the number wrong again. And you just read those.
Yep, just read those recording. And you just read Nightwing today.
Yes, I did.
Is Batman Santa Hour going to have to come to an end because it's getting kind of good?
So here's why I wanted to bring this up. You actually bring up exactly why I wanted to talk about this. So here's the thing, right?
It's clobbering time.
It's clobbering time. Yeah, anyway, so here's the thing. Points
to your thing shrine.
Yes, to my shrine. Batman is in a good place.
Yeah, for the first time in a
Nightwing is in a good place.
Batgirls are kind of mixed right now.
But, and I can't stress this enough, I really feel like we're in a weak time for the Bat family.
Okay, because there's 5 characters who are getting things and they're eating well. Tim and Damian are probably in the best they've been for a bit. Bruce is in a good spot, all things considered.
I think Damian was better when he had his own, when Batman and Robin was still going.
If we go back to cutting off at, with Batman and Robin, and use that as a cut off, then it's been a pretty good place for a lot of those characters. But then when was the last time we had an Azrael in a book? When was the last time we had, let's see, what's the last time we had Huntress? I know the last time we had Huntress doing anything was... It was very infamous when we had Huntress doing anything.
Well, because, and more to the point, so all these characters are eating, but they're not eating with one another. There's no table. There's no, gathering.
The fact that the Hattush ending scatters characters to the wind on purpose, except that we haven't gotten the Hattush ending, so we just have a bunch of characters scattering to the wind for no reason, makes it feel really weird.
Well, and, because God forbid I still haven't read Hattush yet.
You know what's strange? Characters are coming back from their I'm leaving Gotham because of Hattush arcs before Hattush is ending.
Yes. Because it's bad. Okay, you know what? Let's get right into it.
We can't not.
Let's talk about Hattush. Hattush
it truly is the elephant in the room regarding the Batfamily right now. It's the black hole with its center of mass running in all other Bat stories.
Hattush is still not over. I don't think it's ending till March.
That sounds right.
Here, I'll babble while you fact check that. So, as far as we know, the title still isn't ending for 2 more months. Nobody seems to like it.
March 25th.
March 25th. So, end of March.
Basically April. It's basically an April Fool's joke.
On all of us. Yeah, so
really on those who are reading it.
The book isn't ending till March 25th.
When it ends, we're going to have to read it.
Oh, no, we'll do a special episode.
A Hattush special.
We'll do a Hattush special. We'll read... What? It's only 6 issues.
That's a year.
That's part of the problem. It's not even that long. Anyway, yeah, it's shorter than the original Hush.
Yeah.
But, like, substantially, because I think the original Hush is, like, 13.
That sounds right, yeah.
I got very sidetracked. Where was I going with this? Oh, yes. So, the book isn't ending till March 25th. Already, massive flag. It's been... God, when did
I'm pulling it up, don't worry.
Start?
It was the ending of, let's see. It started in March 26, 2025. A year for
It'll be a
6
year
issues.
for 6 issues.
Which doesn't sound too bad. Like, you know, by monthly schedule, okay. But then, when you consider that the first 3 issues come out every month for no problem is March, April, May, July, okay, that's a bit annoying. November, March.
Yeah, nothing.
That's not a normal release schedule. Something happened.
We technically have 2 main ongoing Batman books.
Saying they're ongoing implies that one of them has issues coming out regularly.
Get their ass. But yeah, like... I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. I cannot stress this enough.
Yes, you do. Think of how many butter rum jokes you've made.
Butter rum.
4 months from issue to issue.
4 months from issue to issue. This looming thing of Batman is in a pretty good era right now, except for this huge
Hattush-shaped black hole.
And in a way, I think it's a kind of metaphor for DC writ large, if you think about it.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate?
In a lot of ways, DC has been pushing forward recently. You know, we had the grand return of the JSA with what originally Jeff Johns and now Jeff Lemire have been doing. That was interesting to see. You have all Next Level, which seems to be really pushing stuff forward. You know, like in a lot of ways, stuff is going forward. But then you always have these little like reminders about how we can never get like too far. I think Hattush is a great example. I think honestly, a lot of what we've been seeing with DCKO for the most part has been like, nice try. You thought you could have an original idea.
But fun fact, no.
Okay. The fact that
you got this.
We have a big event like DCKO, and it's tying in with certain titles, but none of the titles you really like.
Yeah, except Superman. Superman makes sense. Flash kind of makes sense. Green Lantern's a weird one. Titans is kind of a weird one.
Titans is bizarre. The whole lifetime of that book has been
the fact that
strange.
The book started as here are the Titans, they're the new Justice League, and then they build up. They do Beast World. They build Amanda Waller as a huge threat, and then don't tie in to the Amanda Waller payoff.
Yeah, they didn't have any absolute power tie-ins.
And then after that, they're just back to, hi, we peaked in high school. We're the Teen Titans. Sorry, not teen anymore. Like, Tom Taylor did have a lot of repeating ideas, but at least they were good repeating ideas.
Wouldn't it be cool if Beast World was happening now?
So,
we have this big build-up of like the Titans are the new Justice League.
So you're not saying just move it into this era. You're saying shift the whole time scale.
Yeah,
give us like a year, at least a year.
You can even do Absolute Power and DCKO, but supplant JLU
with Titans.
For the Titans,
and sure,
bring in some extended members. Bring in Bumblebee. Bring in Master Menos.
Bring in Hawk and Dove.
Sure.
Bring in
Everybody
Flamebird.
loves that sweet, sweet show synergy.
Bring in Flamebird.
Sure. But, like, have that, and then, because then Beast World hits so much harder.
Add a Titans, maybe not Titans West book, but something with Titans West. Give us a Beast Boy solo series again with Titans West.
If the big, like, thing was supposed to be the Titans weren't actually ready for this, it doesn't really work.
They kind of were in Beast World. Like,
They handled it pretty darn well.
like the fact, yeah. Like, obviously, Garo was kind of a bad thing, but they ended up getting under control. Dick showed that he's a capable leader, which was then continued into absolute power, to have him go be like, okay, I'm not being the leader, have fun, y'all. Donna, I trust you, you're cool. I'm going to micromanage you. Like, there could have been a cool arc about Dick being like, okay, I'm kind of this figurehead in the hero community, I can't have that pressure on myself. Donna, you can lead the Titans. I'll be here help as an advisor, but you lead the Titans, and not having the micromanaging stuff.
Layman's Titans is so good if you wrote it out on paper, and then you actually read the book.
Layman's Titans is so good if you write the broad strokes on paper. But then you start getting into the details, and you go, do we need this? Do we need that? Why is Clock King like this now?
Are we going to follow up on the Terra stuff at all?
Probably, considering New Titans has Terra as a cast member.
Oh, that's right.
Terra is such an interesting character to me, because she starts off and is going through the New Titan stuff, which kind of bad. And then you get to clone Terra, and she gets to be her own person, and have a whole arc about, am I the original? Am I responsible for everything she did? Am I my own person? And her brother ended up faking test results to make her believe that she is her own person, when in fact she is just a perfect genetic clone. And she gets to be her own person without knowing. And then, I haven't read the rest, honestly, but I read a little bit of New Titans for May Kent stuff, and Terra was in there, and that was a cool story. And then later she comes back and is just, haha, I'm evil. Why is she working with Deathstroke?
Why is she... And so this is what I'm getting back to.
Why was she on Death... If I remember, she was on Deathstroke Inc.
Yes. Well, I've heard that's actually pretty good.
Okay.
I haven't read it, but...
I've read a little bit of that era stuff, but not enough to make a judgment on it.
What I was going to say, this goes back to this analogy I was making with the Hattush thing. In a lot of ways, Titans was being pushed forward, and then it's like, oh, we have to do another Judas contract callback. Oh, we have to do another... Donna... As much as I loved the annual, we have to do another Donna origin story, because people love that issue that Wolfman and Perez wrote.
Yeah, there's the Who is Donna Troy by Wolfman and Perez. There's a 3-issue arc in the... It's not by... Those issues aren't by Devin Grayson, but it's around the Devin Grayson era of Titans about Donna Troy. Then we have another Donna Troy issue now. And, like, I love it, but also... Can you give her an
It's them playing the hits, and it's the same thing that led us to a Hattush situation. People love Hush. I don't know why. Listen, I loved Hush when I was a kid.
I think the next up we should get Batman Year 1/2.
We should get a weird number. Batman Year, like, 16.
Batman Year 2, Dark Side.
Dark Side. This is why I need to pick up the rest of New History of the DCU, so I can figure out if that's still canon.
Batman Year -1.
There you go. And he's in Martha's Woo.
No, he's training with the Tibetan monks that he learned.
Okay.
Or he's training with his mentor, Cyclops.
Year 0.
Cyclops.
It's Cyclops. Or here's another good one. As much as it looks good and cute, why are we getting more Superboy stuff in 2026?
I will.
And not either of the two Superboys that we care about.
Those being
the John or Connor.
Connor is going to be in Supergirl, and John is...
Wait, is that true?
Yes. Yes, and Connor...
Wait, that's right, we're getting the Superboy event! Yes. I forgot. Oh, we should talk about the Superboy event.
I don't have any thoughts on it, so you can talk about it if you want
to. That's good slop. The piggies are even good.
Okay, sure.
Slaps big belly.
Sure. Is that all you want to say about it?
Yeah, that's it. That's my side tangent. Slaps big belly.
Thank you. Very cool. But yeah, Connor is in Supergirl for at least a little bit, and John is being a baby in Superman Unlimited, along with Tomorrow Man, whoever it is.
Still, I think it gets to my point though, where I'm just like, it feels like what do people like? Oh, they like stories about when Clark is a teenager. Like Smallville. It's like, oh, people like Smallville.
The fact that we've had Clark Superboy for how long? I don't know. I lost track because I didn't care. I don't care about Clark Superboy. So when actually comics started being that, I'm like, okay, I guess we're losing out on other fun Superman character stories.
And it's probably good, but it's just like...
If we're getting Reign of the Superboys, can we also get Reign of the Supergirls soon?
Reign of the Supergirls, Matrix Return, White Shirt Supergirl, I forget her real name.
Linda?
Yeah, Linda Return.
Wait, yeah, Linda Danvers, right? That's her name?
I think.
That one.
That one!
The one who's his daughter from the future.
Yeah. Cyril, that's her name.
Cyril, there we go.
Yeah, bring back Cyril.
Give us a Power Girl book again.
Sure. It was...
Make her and Omen a couple.
This is why I don't buy any Marvel's bullshit of like, oh, we have to cancel this book at 10. It couldn't possibly go on longer. That Power Girl book went for like 20 issues. And I don't know anybody who's buying it. Shazam!
I was reading it, but I wasn't... I was reading
you were buying it,
I was reading it through the DC app. Because, we here on Leaking Out always condone the legal method of purchasing of reading a book.
Wink. But yeah, like, that's why I don't buy Marvel's bullcrap of like, oh, we have to cancel it at 10. Mm-hmm. We can afford it.
Sure you can.
Sure, you just don't want to.
Yeah. DC is putting out Hatouche for a year now. It's sure it's only 6 issues, but...
Could you imagine if DC, like...
Could you imagine if Marvel, if instead of Ben doing a backup story, he was doing Secret Invasion 2, and it got delayed a year?
No, it'd be Two Quit Invasion.
No, because replacing the 2 with an S, that's what the 2 makes sense.
Oh, that's be stupid.
Secret Twovasion.
Twovasion, yeah.
Secret Twovasion.
I like Secret Twovasion. And it's just like... Okay. We throw this out a lot.
We do.
Some villains only have one good story.
Yes.
And every time they do another one, it's just, hey, you remember that one story?
No character's done one good story? Cluemaster.
Yes.
We didn't need him to be the mastermind in Batman Eternal. It's him and the Court of Owls.
You love it. You love to see it.
No, I don't.
I love to see it.
Stephanie Brown didn't get to fight Cluemaster after he was... Like, they revealed that he was the big villain, and Steph wasn't involved at all.
Yeah.
A good Cluemaster story needs to have Steph involved, I think.
That's a good thing. But I was going to say, like, it just feels weird to do another Hush story.
Yeah.
When it's like, we already got...
You know characters who want one good story? Jason Todd.
Yeah. Well, that's when he gets blown up.
Yeah. That's not true, because I've heard the Cult is good. But Red Hood has one good story.
Yes. I don't know. I just want, like...
The Joker only has one good story, and it's Alter Batman and Robin, the Boy Wonder.
I guess I'll pose this question to you. When the nightmare that is Hatouche is finally over, like... Do you think it's going to be like sunshine after the rain?
It might gradually get better, but because books are still... I think that... Actually, it might be, because the books are mostly done dealing with Hatouche fallout at this point. They've had... the book is supposed to be 6 issues starting in March. So March, April, May, June, July, August. They started their Hatouche fallout stuff in August, September. Mm-hmm. And it will end 6 months from then. It's like a full 6-issue arc trade that DC does.
I was going to say, I think the trade for Fractions Run is coming out before
the last ends.
Yeah.
The fact that books are... It might be Sunshine and Rainbows, considering that Batfamily books are coming out of their Hatouche recovery as Hatouche ends.
I think the most egregious one of that
like Batgirl,
was...
like Cass and Selena are coming back to Gotham. It's shocking that they're big... even the Circus isn't Dick's Hatouche is over.
Yeah.
But the arc has been dealing with the Hatouche is over.
I was going to say, I think it was Nightwing 122 that we read, and they had that scene.
See Hatouche, and we're like, I would, but it's not
over.
But
it doesn't exist. See, what's more egregious? What's more egregious, that or when Expatriate #2 was like, read when this happens in an issue that isn't coming out.
The Expatriate one's a little weirder because Hatouche got delayed in that bunch.
Yeah,
and could you imagine they put all the Bat books on a pause until Hatouche was over? Could you imagine that world?
Oh god. Well, because they were kind of trying to with at least Fractions Run.
They delayed it a bit, yeah. Remember when we were all joking about what if Lemire's JSA starts coming out before Johnson's is over? Here we are. There'll be what? So it started in September?
Yes.
Back in Batman? September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Issue 7 will come out around the same time as the last issue of Touche.
And the trade will be ready, and that's going to sell like gangbusters.
And then eventually the Touche will get a trade, and it probably won't sell that much.
I will say, I do think they said that the Hattush trade is going to come out like a week after or something like that. I think the release date is like very close. So that's nice.
Do you think that Hattush will get a compact comic immediately?
How many people do you think were like, oh, Hattush, well, that kind of sounds interesting, but I don't want to read it while it's coming out. I'll trade wait it.
Oh.
It won't be that long.
So let's see, the Batman Volume 1 trade, June 2026.
Okay, so it's after. But still, like...
Then, has Hattush trade been announced yet? It's gotta
I thought
be.
so.
There's gotta be one. Yeah, here we go. Hattush trade coming out. Release date TBD.
What? Wow.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Do Fraction Batman still not have legacy numbering on them?
No.
Because do you put them in order of all of the Rebirth and then all of this? Or are we going in the release order? How often do these questions get brought up?
Not too often. I can only think of one other example, and you already mentioned it with the JSA.
But it didn't matter because Jeff Johns is still finished first. And then when we came, it was a short turnaround, but it was like, okay, here's hardcover as a release date of, it was like July 21st. Which is after the Fraction Batman trade on June 2nd.
This is interesting.
Do we have more to say about this?
No, I'm just disappointed.
Do better, DC.
Do better.
I'm a Miss Sam Wilson arc.
You want a Falcon arc?
From Captain America, from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Do better.
Okay. I was like, I don't know how much power DC has on whether or not we get a Captain America Sam Wilson arc. Well, I think with that, we'll move on to our final section. And,
which is because we were bored today, so we decided to watch some bad superhero movies.
Yes, we watched, both of us for the first time, we watched the Halle Berry Catwoman film from 2004, and then the Faye Dunaway Supergirl film from 1984. So about a 30-year difference there.
No. 84 2004, let's try that again.
20 years?
There you go.
So yeah, about a 20-year difference there in filmmaking.
30 years after Supergirl would have been Man of Steel.
That's right. Oh, I don't like thinking about that.
Mm-hmm. But two very different movies, but also very similar. Neither of them I can say were good. They were, one of them was more enjoyable, but neither of them was a good movie.
If I had to do like a scale, right?
Yep, let's go from -10 to 10.
Well, that's already dramatic.
Well, because a -10 is a movie that's so bad it's great. Like The Room would be like a -10.
Sure.
A movie that's just kind of bad, which makes it kind like a 0 is a movie I wouldn't want to rewatch. I'd rewatch most negative movies. Like a -6, I'd rewatch that.
I don't think I could rewatch Catwoman.
I could rewatch the basketball. Actually, no, I could rewatch the basketball clip if I can pause it.
Yeah.
That movie's editing is awful. Genuinely some of the worst editing I've
It
ever
makes
seen.
you sick if you watch it for too long.
Once a character starts moving, they will cut every multiple times a second.
Unnecessary CGI. There were stunts that could have easily been performed by a stunt actress.
Yeah.
And for some reason they were like, no, let's do a very crappy...
Lots of big city shots that were terrible CGI.
A plot that, didn't need to be a Catwoman plot?
A Catwoman who wasn't Selena Kyle?
It just read as very bizarre. I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about the production history.
There's gotta be some drama.
I'm sure I will watch a video essay on it after we're done recording.
Make sure you send it to me then.
I will send it to you. Because I'm just so... Because first of all, you look at the timeline of things, Halle Berry was already involved in a superhero franchise. She was playing Storm with X-Men at the time. This was 2004, so we're 2 movies deep? Yeah, we had one more to go. I guess she was looking on to greener pasture.
Yeah. Can you imagine if this became a franchise?
But yeah, so like there's that. There's the fact that like Catwoman's the only real DC thing in the whole movie. Actually, honestly,
Yeah.
there wasn't a lot of DC branding at all, like during the credits or anything like that.
Yeah. It feels like a movie that just got made and had Catwoman's last name, because like she's not even called Selena Kyle.
She's not Selena Kyle. She does steal. She uses a whip.
She barely.
She does
steals. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was cute.
She's got her claws that she can cut windows with.
Yeah, but they were very gemmy, which I don't like.
Yeah, that was weird. It was implied that she made them out of the jewelry that she stole. I thought that was weird.
I wasn't paying enough attention to confirm or deny that fact, so.
Lois Griffin's in it.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Moving on to a better movie
Yeah.
that does have a Selena in it, Supergirl.
Supergirl was surprisingly good. For all my life, I'd been told that movie was a cheap cash-in to the Christopher Reeves.
It very much was cheap.
I think it had a big budget. They just kept blowing it on different
like
things.
a couple different scenes.
Yeah,
it's very clear that there was like
the Argo City at the beginning looked amazing.
Oh yeah.
I thought the Invisible Monster.
The Invisible Monster scene was good, and then kind of the Spirit Monster at the end until it started interacting with the physical world.
Yeah. The second it held Kara, I was like, oh.
You could clearly see the layers. Like the blue screen wasn't even fully cropped.
I'll say this: I thought the acting was really good. I thought everybody brought their A game. The dialogue was really funny. There was a lot of moments where I was like, "Oh damn!" That's like, because normally when you watch like a bad movie, it's like, "Oh, that's funny because
you're tearing me apart."
Yeah,
Lisa.
like they thought they were cooking, and then they just weren't. Meanwhile,
at least Supergirl knew it was Italian to make people watch Superman movies.
Also, like weirdly, the language was quite.
Yeah, there was quite a
lot of swearing.
Let's see. Kara and Lucy Lane were very good for each
Lucy
other.
Lane, that was fun. I thought Kara's actress did a really good job conveying like the sort of like spacey,
fish out of water.
Yeah.
The flying effects started a bit rough when she was just hovering around, but then she started to do like the fly and skim the water. That was pretty good.
I thought most of that was fun. The fact that it's set in Chicago,
you like that?
Very funny.
The A&W and Popeyes product placements,
yeah,
those were funny.
All of the romance is a little weird,
considering that the main female character is supposed to be like high schoolish.
Yeah,
and they're dating Jimmy Olsen, who's normally hovering right around 18, and then some guy.
Yeah, Ethan, who
the Nazi Cersei wanted to.
Right, and he's too young for her. That's something they bring up.
Yeah,
and she can't be older than 40.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, this is Hollywood, so anyone over 35 could be playing someone up to 80.
That's true. Well, she has like a weird lesbian situationship with Bianca.
It feels like they wanted to use Cersei as the main villain of this.
They did. Well, and then so the whole MacGuffin is like, oh, it's this Kryptonian thingamajig that like if you imagine it makes it happen, and it gets into the hands of like
not Cersei.
Well, she's like a fake. They say at the beginning she's like a fake psychic because she like scams people for money.
Yeah, because she had the tarot cards.
Yeah, and so the implication is like she's using the fake magic, but because she believes in it,
it becomes real magic.
Yeah, and it's like okay, sure. It was very Silver Agey. I appreciated that.
All the scenes in Midvale were pretty good.
Yeah, I thought that was fun.
I feel like once we left Midvale, the movie started to decline.
Yes.
I feel like before, when we were trying to get to Midvale, the movie wasn't great. Like, Argo City was good, but then we had to go through the stuff to get to Midvale, and it wasn't great. We got to Midvale, and it was good.
Yeah, that awkward scene where she's fighting the truckers. I don't think that needed to be there.
No.
Like,
I don't think there need to be so many shots of, like, high schoolish girls in states of undress.
Yes, that was
weird.
That was a little weird. And you could have just made it. They're in dorms. You could have just said it was university. That was a deliberate...
Yeah.
Like, oh no, it's a private academy or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
That was deliberate.
You know who we haven't talked about yet? The best character in the movie?
Principal Danvers. My love, my pride and joy. Mm-hmm. When are we getting the Principal Danvers
spin-off series?
30 days into the semester. They won't break me. They won't break me.
How does that feel as someone who's going to be a teacher?
I found him deeply relatable. I liked him.
I feel deeply relatable to him. I feel like I wrote them as a student.
Oh,
I'm 0 days into the semester, and they're not going to break me.
And this I think this is very relevant because of a lot of the stuff. You know, there's been a lot of discourse online about couples doing couples cosplay of Kara and Clark. This movie accidentally played into that a little bit.
When Kara is longing about him because he is her cousin.
Yeah, but she can't say that, so it just looks like she's like lusting after Superman.
Yeah, some choices were made.
But it's in the situations like this where I'm like, well, I can't blame people who don't know better. Yeah. How else are you supposed to read that scene?
And eventually she does talk about him as her cousin, but it takes a bit to get there.
Well, and then the end of the movie, like, it's like, oh, don't worry, we all know you're Supergirl, but we're not going to talk about it because we're nice, I guess.
Because you saved our lives, so we're not going to talk about it.
I guess. Peak, like, 1950s, like,
well,
the person in power has told us not to question this.
So it's a Silver Age movie, that's fun.
Yeah. And I think it gets into what I love about, like, specifically bad superhero movies. Because the thing is, bad movies are a dime a dozen. You can watch, any genre you want. There's bad movies.
You can go watch The Cat from Outer Space, or The Room, or the Star Wars Holiday Special.
What makes bad superhero movies so special
is sometimes their over-reliance on and reluctance to acknowledge their roots.
Because, here's a good example.
This is a good both sides of the spectrum.
Catwoman is a bad superhero movie because it doesn't want to be a Catwoman movie. I don't know what it wants to. I'll say this, I don't know what Catwoman wants to be.
It wants to be something that makes money.
Supernatural thief?
I guess.
But
it's also coming off the heels of, the start of the Nolan movies.
The Nolan movies, the Brubaker run was going on.
The Brubaker run was just about to end when this came into theaters.
You had Michelle Pfeiffer's performance as Selena in Batman Returns. We're not introducing the character. That's actually what confuses me the most about Catwoman 2004. We're not introducing the character to the layman. The layman knows who Catwoman is. They've seen Batman Returns.
Yeah.
They've watched the 60s show. If they're based, they've seen Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
This is not a new
idea for them.
Yeah. Okay. I'm beating a lot of dead horses today. But
butter rum.
But Thor, Love, and Thunder, right? That was a hard pill to swallow to introduce Gorn the God Butcher to the layman.
Yeah.
So I understand. Well, I'm upset about it. I understand a lot of the concessions that were taken.
Gorn the God Butcher and Jane Foster Thor at the same time.
Yeah, that was a lot.
And Eternity.
And Eternity.
That was a lot. Wow.
Yeah,
Screaming Goats.
Screaming Goats. The God City gets introduced.
Yeah, just randomly dropped in.
And Zeus and all of the Greek. And Hercules in that credit scene. I can talk about Love and Thunder for ages.
He's the guy from Ted Lasso.
Yes, he is the Ted Lasso guy.
But this wasn't trying to do that. It was trying to. It had one thing it takes into comics and doesn't do that well, but it's a well-known thing, so people have an idea of who Catwoman is.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine the last time you heard Catwoman was from Batman Returns. You're like, oh, cool, Catwoman movie. She was pretty cool. In Batman Returns, I wonder who they're going to get to play her. And Michelle Pfeiffer's probably too old.
And then you wait 20 years, and in a different continuity.
Well, and then Dark Knight Returns comes out. Or not Dark Knight Returns, Dark Knight Rises. I always get that confused. Dark Knight Rises comes out in 2013 and does their own Catwoman.
This is before. No, I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, no, because Batman Begins was 2003,
was
I think. Yeah, 2003, 2008, 2013. Okay,
cool. I'll take your word on it, because I like that. It fits my narrative.
It works with my propaganda.
Yeah.
Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So, there's just something in the water of,
yeah,
let's screw with Batwoman. Catwoman. Because I'd even argue, Dark Knight Catwoman is kind of weird.
She's closer than this one.
She is closer. Her costume sucks.
Yeah.
Actually, both Catwomen
the
that we're talking about.
Mask and the ears for the Dark Knight movie ones. And
when they're goggles, do you remember that? She can flip the ears down and their goggles.
And then I don't even know how to begin to describe the Halle Berry one, but I will say go look up Catwoman 2004 and look at her costume.
Specifically, go play the PS2 game.
Specifically, go watch the basketball scene.
Yeah, watch the basketball scene.
It doesn't have her in costume, but it's bad.
Well, and she's canonically supposed to be an artist. Like, they
a fashion designer.
Yeah, fashion designer. Well, she wants to be a fashion. I see why she wants to be. She's certainly not doing it.
Yeah, the backlist situation. I don't.
Honestly, her costume from that first scene when she was first Robin, that was better.
Oh yeah, definitely.
When she was just wearing like a black jumpsuit,
a catsuit, if you will.
Whoa, shocker!
No, that's the wrong universe.
Shocker. We got a Shocker spinoff movie. And it was like this, but with Shocker. Like, he isn't Herman Schultz, he's like a different guy.
I'm surprised it didn't happen.
Yeah. Wait, okay. This is such a hard tangent, but we are talking about bad superhero movies. Let's do our own version of the Sonyverse, but with other, like, B-tier Spider-Man characters.
Okay.
So we'll start...
Venom and Shocker?
We'll do a Shocker trilogy. The villain in the second one is Silvermane.
Okay.
And then the third... What's like a big... Tombstone?
That works, yeah.
Sure, great.
Sure. Who's the villain in the first one?
Oh, and in the first movie, we introduce a character who's essentially just Shocker, but with a different color palette.
Yeah. Then, let's see, for Morbius...
We need like a kind of morally gray, like a Lizard movie, maybe?
Lizard I think is too big name.
That'd be too good, wouldn't it? If we got like an actual like horror, like Dr. Connors movie, that'd be too good. We need like Stegron movie.
Yeah, that works.
It's a scientist who he injects himself. Yeah.
Then next up was Madam Web.
Yes.
So this is Hero. Is this
Scarlet
Spider's movie?
We could do a Scarlet Spider.
Like a Clone Saga, but with no Peter Parker. That sounds like something Sony would do.
Yeah, I can see that.
So you have Ben Reilly
or Jackal movie.
Jackal. It's Jackal as the Madam Web stand-in, and then Ben Reilly, Kane, and someone else to be the
that'd
three
be
girls.
So bad. I'd love that.
And there's no Peter.
That'd be beautiful. Spider-Side.
There we go. And there's no Peter, but we still have three clones.
He's like Peter. Some kind of Jackal man.
Is Jackal the Ezekiel, or is he the Madam Web that brings them together?
That's a good question. It's like centered on the NYPD cops, so it's Captain Stacy the movie, and then it's like him. Flash was a police officer, I think.
Don't know.
Right? Oh, I know he's a soldier.
Yeah.
Oh, Lee Price, Flash Thompson. It's like all the soldiers. Okay.
Sure. And then for Kraven the Hunter, where he fights Rhino, we could take two villains and pit them against each other.
Sure.
Let's see.
I'm thinking Grizzly
Big
Bear
Leo and the Wall.
Oh, that's also good.
Actually, wait. Since we have it's Kraven, what if we use the most iconic character from Kraven's Last Hunt?
Oh, Vermin? Vermin, yeah. Vermin versus Grizzly Bear.
There we go.
That would go crazy. And then we could get an Ursa Major cameo.
Yeah. Could you imagine an X-Men version of the Sony Universe movies?
Sauron the movie. Sauron the trilogy. The Sauronology.
No.
Sauron 2, Let There Be Stegron. You would eat that up. You can't tell. You would eat that up. You'd be sad. You'd be butt firm in the seat for Stegron 3. Or Sauron 3, Let There Be Stegron. Or, the last
Roar?
The last Roar, yeah.
Oh.
You love it.
Bad. Although...
wait. Can we get into fan casting?
Strife. So it'd be a Strife trilogy.
Oh, that'd be so complicated.
Because then you can get into the Mutant Liberation Front and stuff.
There you go. Okay, let's do...
Instead of setting up Sinister Six, you're setting up the MLF. So it's a Strife trilogy. Mm-hmm. You get two other big MLF characters.
Wildside.
You get a
Zero.
A Zero movie.
Forearm.
Yeah.
Kamikaze.
This universe is better than Sony universe
already. Be better. Okay, but let's go back to our...
I'm losing my voice in this. Okay, that's going, yeah.
Our alternate Sonyverse. Let's do some casting.
I don't know how to fan cast this.
Okay, so...
You know fan casting we can't talk about, though? Our Dark Knight Returns.
That would be a bad superhero movie if it was real. So we had this idea earlier today of
I don't remember how it came up, but...
Well, I think we were just talking about, like, wouldn't it be funny to bring back, like, old actors?
Yeah. So we have a pitch for all of you. And one of you, if you want to make the scripts...
So this is our live-action adaptation of Dark Knight Returns.
But good.
Batman will be played, once again, by the lovable George Clooney. He'll be returning to the role. He'll be a grizzled Batman. Oh, this is how we got to it. Carrie
Yes.
Ellis.
Carrie Ellis is playing the one-armed...
He will be
Oliver
one-armed
Queen.
Old Man Ollie.
I think it would go hard still.
Nick Cage will be Superman, finally returning to the role.
Yeah. And then for the mutant leader, it would be James Marsden.
He'll be James Marsden. We'll give him a buff suit or something. We'll figure it out. Who did we say for Carrie Kelly? I remember it being really funny.
Was it Sadie Sink?
Yeah, I think
Oh, no, 'cause she's playing Carrie Kelly in Brand New Day.
that's right.
That's the actual official casting. I hate that you're all finding out here.
I had a funny one. Timothy Chalamet.
Ooh, there you go.
He's in everything. We might as well.
Mm-hmm. Sydney Sweeney.
She can play Nazi boob lady. She'd love it.
Yeah, there
She'd
you
eat
go.
that up. She'd eat up being Nazi boob lady.
She would. It's perfect for her.
Perfect.
Let's see.
Who else do we need? I guess Selena's there. Halle Berry could come back and play old woman Selena.
There we
Ooh, Jared Leto comes back as the Joker.
Oh, there we
Jared
go.
Leto's back as the Joker.
Or, it's not a bad casting. What if we get Mark Hamill finally be the Joker again after the Birds of Prey intro?
But I really like this bad version we're going.
Okay, fine. And then Two-Face? Two-Face is...
Uh,
isn't he in it?
Yes. Is Tommy Lee Jones still alive?
I don't know. Billy D. Williams is.
I could get Billy D. Williams. Because Tommy Lee Jones was Two-Face in Batman
Yes.
Forever.
Tommy Jones is still alive.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
He's 80 years old, but yeah.
Perfect.
Any other
I think
characters you
that's
cast
all
for
the
this?
big one.
We never did this.
There's no bad Alfred actors. They're all good.
It's
Even
just-
in the worst Batman movies, you get good Alfreds.
All Alfreds are good. Yeah.
But okay, so let's just go for something out there.
Wait, Alfred from Holy Musical Batman.
Oh, racist Alfred. I was gonna joke and say Meryl Streep, just get a famous old lady
Okay.
actress.
Okay.
Meryl Streep. No, who played Professor McGonagall?
I think you're trying to come up with a name as well. Dame Maggie Smith.
Yeah, Dame Maggie Smith. Dame Maggie Smith is,
Alfred.
and she's still Alfred, even though we don't change. He's trans now.
Trans Alfred goes hard.
Trans Alfred goes crazy. Trans old lady Alfred goes crazy.
Are you saying implying that it's trans mask and he's starting to transition late, or trans femme and it's just old?
Which would you prefer?
I think gender fluid Alfred.
Gender fluid Alfred. They them Alfred. They them lure.
Just like Chico
I
the
ring
Cat.
my bell for my they them lure.
And with that, I think
we should wrap it up before we get insane.
2026. No, we already reached that point long ago. But happy 2026 to all of you. We're glad to be back. It should be back to normal now that we're back at school
Yes.
and have busy lives that we can slide recording into.
I love that when we're very busy,
Because
it's actually easier.
It's
for
easier to
us.
schedule busy things than schedule nothing.
That's true.
Thank you all. Remember to do the things. The likes, the subscribes, the bells, the comments, the tracking us down based
Make
on the
sure
pictures we
to
shared.
kiss a man on the lips.
Make sure to make fan art of us and tag us.
Checkmate.
They don't even know.
They don't even know.
And this is the Thorn and Laney signing off until next episode.
Bye.
Bye.